Fernando, thank you for sitting down with me.
My pleasure.
We're here in Greenville, South Carolina for the National Association of Plant Breeders NAPB meeting. You are a Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You spent years with Pioneer, which of course became Corteva AgriScience. How did you get involved in this whole plant breeding game and why? What first inspired you to be a plant breeder?
Well, I come from a family that lived in a rural area, and although my father took us to a big city, Mexico City, uh, I kept my interest in working with agriculture. I know I wanted to be connected with agriculture. Initially, I wanted to be an extension agent, extension officer, and I read a program, a master's degree program in extension, and I thought I would help communities to develop their farming systems and irrigation and the whole community. But when I started undergrad and started taking genetics classes and plant breeding classes, I forgot completely about extension, and I became all I wanted to do is uh, working on genetics and plant breeding. And I guess what got me fascinated with that is in the undergrad I started working with corn, and every time we challenge the corn crop to different stresses like diseases or drought or heat or whatever, I would see a lot of genetic variability, and I was amazed at the response of the crop to the different challenges. So I said this is something I want to work on. Additionally, at that time, we hear all these dramatic reports about growing population, reducing food, and so on. And I thought, I guess this is something I could do for life.
And you chose to work with corn.
And I chose to work with corn, although my first job was working with barley breeding at CIMIT. And I did that for 10 years. I worked with CIMIT, and then I went to North Dakota State University and worked with barley projects for almost 10 years before going back to CIMIT, now working as a postdoc with corn again.
You have said, you've been quoted as saying that your most important legacy is the hundreds of people I've trained, coached, and developed. A colleague of yours said that you're a devout family man, a community man, especially in the areas of agriculture and plant breeding. This is very consistent with Fernando's reputation as an inspired mentor and developer of the people who he proudly led. What's a big leadership lesson that you've passed on to the people that you've mentored?
I got into training and mentoring, I guess, in a natural way as I started helping with training of people that came all over the world to CIMIT. And I was in charge of giving some classes as well as in the field, training them about, what to do, how to translate theory to practice. And uh, I would say that the main lessons, I guess, or the main teaching I pass on to them is learn and collaborate with others, uh, realizing that sometimes we work on very special disciplines, and we all benefit from learning from all the other disciplines. So collaborating with everybody and helping solve problems together.
You're retired now, of course. How is plant breeding different today from when you started?
Well, when I started, it was more eye measurements. We call phenotypic measurements. Nowadays, we have all sort of tools that help us be more precise in the work we do. We have the molecular breeding. We have access to markers. We have additional tools like drones and satellites and things that help us measure better what we are trying to measure and be more precise with our results.
When you think about the plant breeders of today, young plant breeders, there's a lot of them here, undergraduate, graduate students. What's your number one tip for how they can be successful in plant breeding today?
I would say learning, challenging, and trying to try to utilize all available technologies to solve a problem. That's probably what I would say. I think nowadays we are becoming more specialized. So learning from others and having enough tools to solve problems, that's what I would tell them to do, and challenge all the time, challenge the results, what they see, and making hypothesis after hypothesis, and improve the outcome of what they're doing.
Before I let you go, what to you is the value of an organization like the NAPB? Why is it important?
Well, NAPB is important because here you get a lot of disciplines together. We tend to be very specialized, as I said. A corn breeder probably would spend most of his time reading about corn breeding, corn, everything related to corn. And here we have the opportunity to hear different perspectives, hearing vegetable breeders, hearing people working with other crops. And I think this is a great learning experience to have those perspectives and incorporate into what we do. The other part is the networking and the connections that they make, hearing about people, connecting with people who are working on similar projects and exchanging ideas. So exchanging not only germplasm, but also knowledge of what they do. So I think it's a great role that NAPB plays for our breeder community.
Thanks for sitting down with me, Fernando.
Thanks to you. I appreciate your time.